Mikey Moore's time at Rangers appeared to be heading in the wrong direction not long ago, but the young Spurs winger has now found himself at the centre of a surprising turnaround at Ibrox. After a difficult start to life in Glasgow, the 18-year-old's fortunes have shifted dramatically following a step up in form, sparking renewed optimism over his loan spell. What once looked like a short-lived stint could now become an important chapter in his development, as Rangers fans begin to see signs of real progress. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Mikey Moore's loan spell at Rangers has been anything but straightforward, but the young Spurs winger now looks to have turned a corner under new management at Ibrox. The 18-year-old arrived in Glasgow during the summer transfer window with high expectations, yet the early weeks of his Rangers career proved to be a harsh introduction to senior football. Under Russell Martin's leadership, Moore struggled to make his mark, finding himself on the periphery of games as Rangers' own form dipped dramatically across all competitions. His adaptation to Scottish football wasn't helped by the team's inconsistency or the weight of expectation that comes with pulling on the famous blue shirt. Supporters, frustrated by the team's performances, were quick to turn their criticism toward the youngster after several disappointing displays. The scrutiny reached its peak following Rangers' 1-1 draw with Falkirk last month, where Moore's subdued showing sparked widespread debate among fans and pundits about whether the loan had been a misstep for such a promising player. Speculation soon followed that Spurs were considering recalling their academy graduate in January, amid growing concerns over his lack of progress. Yet the situation at Ibrox shifted dramatically with the managerial change on the 20th of October, as Danny Röhl replaced Martin in the dugout. The German coach's arrival has breathed new life into both the squad and Moore himself, with the teenager now looking far more confident and settled within the team structure. Röhl's belief in high-energy, front-foot football appears to have unlocked something in Moore. The winger has featured 6 times under the new boss and has begun to demonstrate the attacking flair and composure that earned him his move north in the first place. His performances have improved markedly, and he is beginning to repay the faith shown in him. The fans' tone has shifted too. Where there was once frustration, there is now optimism that Moore can become a key player in Rangers' rejuvenation under Röhl. Former Spurs and Manchester United senior scout Mick Brown weighed in on the situation, suggesting there is little chance of the teenager being recalled by his parent club midway through the campaign. Mikey Moore has had a tough start at Rangers, that's the truth, Brown admitted. His recent resurgence, if that's how you want to label it, has only been over a couple of games. He needs to put a consistent run of form together now. Brown believes Moore's development will be best served by remaining in Glasgow rather than returning prematurely to North London. If he went back to Spurs tomorrow, would he get in their team? No, he said. He's not at a level yet where he would make an impact for Spurs, so as far as they're concerned, he should continue at Rangers where he can put a run of form together. The only way he's going to get better is by playing games, and he's doing that now at Rangers. The experienced scout also made it clear that both clubs stand to benefit from stability in Moore's situation. I don't think there will be any plans to disrupt that, he continued. It wouldn't be good for anybody. I expect he will stay at Rangers now until the end of the season, with the hope that he will become more of a key player for them and continue his development. With Röhl's arrival revitalizing the squad, Rangers have managed to rediscover their domestic rhythm, even if their European form remains inconsistent. For Moore, that revival has come at the perfect time. Once on the fringes and facing questions about his future, he is now viewed as a player with growing importance. A testament to the value of patience, opportunity, and the right managerial influence. In other news, Ciammaglichella will be handed a lifeline at Rangers, with new boss Danny Röhl set to give the striker the chance to revive his underwhelming spell at Ibrox and prove his worth to the demanding Glasgow crowd. Since arriving from Everton in the summer, Ciammaglichella's start to life in Scotland has been far from smooth. The Portuguese forward, once hailed as a long-term investment for the club's attack, has struggled to adapt to the physicality and intensity of the Scottish Premiership. His early months under former manager Russell Martin were marked by inconsistency and frustration, with the 21-year-old failing to establish himself as a reliable presence in front of goal. Now, under the stewardship of Roll, there is renewed hope that Ciammaglichella can rediscover the confidence and sharpness that once made him one of Portugal's brightest young prospects. The German coach is understood to be keen on giving the youngster a sustained run of games, allowing him to build rhythm and chemistry within the side. I think Danny Roll will give him an opportunity now to stake a regular claim in the side, said one source familiar with the situation. He's been in the team recently, scored against Kilmarnock at the end of October, and even though he came under fire after the semi-final defeat to Celtic, the manager believes there's a player in there who just needs time and confidence. That semi-final performance, however, did little to calm supporters' growing doubts. Ciammaglichella's missed chances in the League Cup loss to Celtic drew widespread criticism, with many fans questioning whether he was capable of handling the pressure that comes with being one of Rangers' most expensive signings. Obviously, there's a few Rangers fans who are up in arms with his performances, the source added. The price tag around his head brings extra scrutiny. He's got just one goal so far, and that brings its own pressure. Ciammaglichella's transfer from Everton was seen as a calculated gamble by Rangers, a move for a young striker who had shown glimpses of promise at Sporting CP before struggling to adapt to the Premier League. For both player and club, the upcoming months could prove decisive. The forward remains determined to make the most of the faith Roll has placed in him, knowing his time to convince the supporters is running thin. There's been a lot of pressure on him, another insider explained. Everton paid a significant fee for him, but things didn't quite work out there. Now at Ibrox, he's desperate to show he can deliver. The next few months will define his future at the club. The second half of the season promises to be a defining period not only for Ciammaglichella, but for several members of the squad who have struggled to meet expectations. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.